All right, so the whole OBS studio thing didn't work. So we're just going to do it from my phone this morning. As you can see, I got my green screen. So that came yesterday, so I'm very excited about that. And haven't had a chance to figure out how to use it yet. So we'll just take it one step at a time. I actually tried setting it up. I have coffee this morning, actually. I tried setting it up last night. But I had to bring in some lights because you have to have it the back well lit so that you can project an image onto it. So I wasn't able to do that. Also, I have my iPad, but you know what? I have automatic login on my laptop and my desktop, so I don't know my password. So I went to log in. Here, let me see. Hey, Beth. Um, I went to log in on my. I'm just going to close my laptop here. I don't need this, and I don't want it sucking bandwidth. There. Yeah, I'm kind of cheating. Well, actually, it's the same setup. I just have the green screen is in here and ready to use. I just haven't been able to use it. And I had a great conversation all set for us this morning, too. Hey, Gracie. Hey, this works out pretty good because I'm looking at my camera and right next to it are your comments and I can actually kind of see them. So that's pretty cool. Hey, Maria, how you doing? Glad to have you here. So yesterday, it's really interesting. So, yeah, it's working, Janet, because I'm working from my phone. I'm not using the fancy studio. It's actually, oh, the coffee, yeah. It's actually the OBS studio wasn't the issue. Although it just does take a lot more bandwidth and it takes more CPU power from my computer and that type of thing. That it's actually a bug within Facebook. So Facebook Live has a known bug right now. So we're trying to deal with that. So we're working pretty smooth. Yeah, I'm cheating with the coffee. I'm only really supposed to have one cup a week, and this is my second cup of coffee this week. You know what? Let me see if this improves the sound. Because when I'm using my phone, I like to use a lavalier. Let me see. Where is the phone jack? All right. So this is the sound before. And that is the sound with the phone jack. So that actually should be much better sound. So let me know if that's better sound. Hopefully it is. Because it's supposed to be. All right. So anyway, yesterday the topic was, it is a huge mug. It's a 20-ounce mug. Okay, the sound is good. That's good. This is actually good. It's better. Thank you, Dan. This is actually a soup mug because it's 20 ounces. It looks bigger because it's closer to the camera. But if it gets back here, you can see it's about as big as my head. So I guess it still is a pretty big mug. So yesterday the topic we talked about was body image. So I get off, and we had so many bugs yesterday. It was just a nightmare. So I get off the broadcast, and lo and behold, after we sat here and talked about body image for half an hour, right? Lo and behold, I get off the live broadcast yesterday, and what's the first thing I see in my feed? Alicia Keys has decided to go makeup free. So she announced it when she, I guess at the MTV Music Awards or something last month, that she was going to go makeup free. Well, this brought up a lot of different ideas in my head. First of all, I thought, bravo, because I think she's using her celebrity as a platform to celebrate women and that we, shouldn't have to wear makeup and that type of thing, right? So that was my very first thought. I was very excited. Hey, Julian, thanks for joining. And Diane, oh, girlfriend, how are you? So at first I was really excited about it. I thought it was wonderful. Good morning, Dominic. So, oh, yeah, and Gracie, it comes with a cover. When you buy it, it has, there's my lavalier, it has a little cover on it, so it'll keep your soup, in my case, coffee, it'll keep it warm. So, my first thought was bravo for them for Alicia, rather, using her platform to celebrate women and to do body image issues and that type of thing. Then my very next thought was, I wonder why. I hate to be so jaded, but you wonder why. And then I thought, out of all the millions and billions of women in the world, how many of us wear makeup on a regular basis? Now, I try to make it a habit to throw on a coat of mascara and some foundation. Yeah, all right. Well, obviously, you're going to get trolls everywhere, so I can't delete. Actually, I probably can. I'll go over here to my laptop. Thank you for joining, and if it comes up again, I'll block. Excuse me. Wow, that must not have sounded very good. So then I wondered why she's doing it and that type of thing. So she's also a judge on The Voice this season. So I'm thinking, that's a good deal. Maybe no, because then I can't see comments. Let me get this going. There we go. So millions of women every morning don't wear makeup. There's millions of women that don't wear makeup every day. So I thought, okay, so she's taking her stand as a celebrity and she's not wearing makeup. That's great. But again, I thought, what's behind it? Well, guess what? She has a skincare line coming out. And other celebrities have joined in. Marlene hasn't worn makeup in 10 years, just decided I want to take the time every day to apply it. Yeah, I was talking the other day, Marlene, about the fact that I put on foundation. I think I put it on this morning. It's like a tinted SPF anyway. So I put on foundation. I do a coat of mascara. I take a blusher brush and kind of do my cheeks, and then I just do my brow bone. It takes me less than 5 minutes in the morning to get ready. Just brush my hair, do a quick coat of makeup, and walk out the door. I don't always walk out the door, but I'm ready to walk out the door. Good morning, Lisa. So, yeah, shocked that there might be an alternative thing behind it. But all in all, do you think it's a good thing? I think all in all, it's a good thing that we don't have to wear makeup. They also have to see when I'm working with my Wirecast in the OBS studio. I had a video queued up. There's a study that a couple of people had done, but I found one really short, concise study that was on video, and I was going to show you the video. So I'll put the links in the comments after I get off the live broadcast. But they've done studies and of how people react when you're wearing makeup, because wearing makeup is very much a cultural thing. When we see somebody who's not wearing makeup, whose hair's not done, we have an instant impression of them. And I have a free ebook coming out, hopefully next week. Dominic is helping me with that. That talks about the 7 judgments that people make about us in 7 seconds. And one of those judgments is trustworthiness. Do you know, they've done many scientific studies on this, do you know that people will judge you on how trustworthy you are in 0.2 of a second? Less than a second. People, and we all do it because it's very much a subconscious thing. So we all judge books by its cover. I'm sorry, it's just a thing, right? So in less than a second, people also, that's trustworthiness. So that we also tie that in with character. People will judge your sexual preference. People will judge your religious affiliation. All of this within the first couple of seconds of seeing you from across the room. You haven't even said a word yet. 7 judgments in less than 7 seconds. And trustworthiness in 0.2 of a second. So back to makeup. This is all a cultural thing. So I see it as a good thing. First of all, that Alicia Keys is taking this. Good morning, Michelle. Get those kids off to school, okay, I hope. Oh, and Janet, I missed your comment. You don't put it on every day. You don't feel like I have to. However, it is so much fun, and it sure makes me feel like a 10, even if I only have a little. I agree. for the most part, a lot of times, if I get up, I'm going to work out. Since breast cancer and fighting breast cancer, I find myself doing it less. And then I decided, you know what? I always feel a little bit better when I do put some makeup on. So I do. Beth says she likes to dress up, put on a little bit of makeup and perfume where they're going anywhere. You just feel better about yourself. I think that's very, very true. Good morning, Wanda, right down the road in Fort Worth. I hope you have your coffee. I find it to be very true that when you put in a little bit of extra effort, you do feel better about yourself. And when you feel better about yourself, you treat other people better. You're in a better mood. The day seems to go better, etc. So anyway, more and more celebrities are kind of jumping on this bandwagon. And coming from a personal brand point of view, and a business point of view, and a marketing point of view, anytime that you can join into a movement, into a 501c3 type of movement, it gives your brand a good PR. So, first of all, you got Alicia Keys doing it, and then, oh, lo and behold, she's coming out with the skincare line. Then you have people like Gabrielle Union. I think even Kim Kardashian jumped on the bandwagon, which cracks me up. What they're doing, not everybody, and I'm not saying everybody's doing this, but from a brand strategist point of view, which is something I do, it's a good move. It's a good move to get your brand, your personal brand, whether you're a person, an actor, an actress, or whomever, out into the public eye. So, what do you guys think? Do you think it's financially motivated? Or maybe Alicia Keys, whom I like, maybe Alicia Keys said, you know what, women shouldn't have to worry about wearing makeup, so I'm going to come up with a skincare line. Like Dolly and Steel Magnolias, who never went out without lycra on her thighs. I forgot about that movie. We're aging ourselves, Wanda. And wasn't your daughter was on the cover of, I was in Central Market the other day, and I saw like the wedding industry. Wasn't your daughter's wedding on the cover of like D Magazine or something like that? What magazine was it? Because I was going to reach out to you about that, and I forgot. So either ping me up, send me a private message or whatever. So skincare is the most important thing. What was that show too that was on? It was when I was living in Atlanta, so this was quite some time ago, and it was about it was these gals in Atlanta that had, I think, an interior design company, 360 West. Okay. And they talked about it in the show too, about not going out. And I was raised by, my mom was married, I think they got married in 1950, right? And I remember before my dad would come home from work, she always freshened up and put on a fresh coat of lipstick. Because for her, in her generation, you just weren't pulled together. Oops, my iPad's on. See, I was trying to log into Facebook so I can monitor messages there, and I forgot my password. And then I forgot to turn it off, so it's sitting over here pinging. Pam. Only wear makeup when I leave the house. Skin's very sensitive, breaks out easily. That's the other thing. Murray Clark says she doesn't wear makeup except for lipstick when you go to Mass. My mom only wore lipstick too. Isn't that funny? I don't know what Alicia Keys is. Oh, okay. Hey, Sarah, listening with your coffee and whipping on your makeup. Isn't that funny? Because really, literally, a couple of days ago, we were just discussing this about putting on a fresh coat of, it just takes a couple of minutes to freshen up in the morning and feel and look good about yourself. Also, I have an article I'm writing, a column I'm writing for my blog about dry shampoo. And we talked about it in our private group, different dry shampoo that you can just kind of, and it's basically, all it is, well, my hair light's on, so you can't really, but basically all the dry shampoo is baby powder in an aerosol form. So really, if you have a really greasy day and you don't have time, hey, Tiff! Girl, how you doing? Hey, Christy. Let me see, what was I saying? Oh, if your hair's super dirty and you don't have time to take a shower or you're running out the door or something like that, all I have to do is take, and in the slimier spots, just put some right at the roots, just take a little bit of baby shampoo and put it in and kind of fluff it, let it sit for a little bit. It absorbs the oils, And then not a lot, because then you'll look like you have a powdered wig on. Good morning, Tiff. But you just put a little bit in and it soaks in, and then you brush it on through. Elizabeth, drinking your coffee, no makeup. Oh, and let's go into a wedding. That's interesting. Hey, good morning, Raylan. Going to a wedding. That's interesting. Unless you are going to a wedding, I guess. So, excuse me. Or any type of special event, yeah. Oh, and Raylan, thank you for sending me an advanced copy of your book. I actually have started to read it. I haven't finished it. I'm sorry. I gave it to my husband to read, and it's on his nightstand, so I don't know. We haven't discussed it since. So send me a private message, and we'll talk about that, because I'd like to write a book review for you. So yeah, that's one of the things I learned in the modeling industry is just sprinkling a little bit of baby powder in your hair. So there are little tiny tricks. You don't have to buy a $6 bottle of dry shampoo. You just use some baby powder. Be careful what you use. I mean, good morning, Heather. You have to be careful. Don't use Gold Bond because that's kind of clumpy and, that type of thing. You could probably even use baking soda but that would really... Baking soda would really probably goo up your hair a little bit. So who else? Who doesn't wear makeup? Who wears makeup? We had an interesting conversation about makeup in my private group a few months back about makeup in general. Is it disingenuous? Is it fake? Is it phony? That type of thing. For me, I don't know about you, share your opinion. And share the video, too. I think looks like we have 25, 28 people on so far. Share the video. We have people grab a cup of coffee and come and join us and share their opinion. You don't wear makeup at all anymore, Heather? How about a special event? In some people, when I was doing makeup and working with makeup artists when I was modeling and working in television, there are different skin types, and not skin types, rather, there are different contrasts. For example, I have kind of dark hair, kind of light skin. So I'm a higher contrast between my skin color and my hair color. And so I need just a little bit more. Then there's people who have super pale skin and super dark hair. So they have a much higher contrast between their skin and their hair color. So they need a little bit more makeup. Okay? Gracie, I always wear liner in the top lid, mascara, blush, lipstick. I don't need foundation since I started taking better care of your skin. Okay, that goes back to Alicia Keys. Alicia Keys, somebody said they didn't know who she is. She's a singer. And not the most, no, but Rex, I do want your opinion, because as a man, how do you look at women? And Janet said that it's an act of charity. Lisa, I try to wear it every day. I think I look tired without it. Mommy problems. Yeah, I know, that's the truth. But Rex, as a man... how do you feel about women who wear makeup? So, mineral makeup. I wear Bare Minerals. I don't have it on this morning. I used a liquid foundation. A gloss for missing some dates with your hubby. Okay, yeah. See? But I can't see your profile pics, so I'm not sure what your contrast is. But people who have, especially with women of color, who have low contrast between the color of their skin and the color of their hair, they don't need a lot of makeup. Because what happens is when you wear a lot of makeup, it looks garish. It looks like you have makeup on. And I've always found makeup to be something that can just enhance natural beauty. I remember there was the Mary Tyler Moore show, and there was a spin-off of it called Rhoda. I'm really aging myself now. But in the show, Rhoda, she lived with her sister. And they lived in an apartment together in New York. And she sat in front of a mirror. She was putting makeup on. So you couldn't see her because she was like facing the camera. And so the makeup mirror was here. And so she was putting on all of her makeup, right? And her sister came up and said, "Aren't you ready to go yet? You've been working on your makeup for half an hour and you don't look any different than you did half an hour ago." And she said, "It's the natural look. That's what's in right now. I'm trying to perfect the natural look." Tiffany says, "I love it. Just some days I wear natural, some days of full force. It makes me feel good. Skincare is number one. I don't need much, but I love to accentuate your cheekbones." And then the rest of it got buried. Let me see. I don't need, but I love to accentuate cheekbones. 20 years of Mary Kay skincare has been my number one go-to. I used to sell Mary Kay a long time ago. And very, very, very good stuff. Heather, you're pale. Your hubby doesn't like makeup. See, there you go. Used to doll up a lot over the years. I use less and less. Christina, I wear makeup almost every day. I look half dead without it. Makeup is to enhance, says Gracie. Yeah, absolutely. Sarah, that would be me. Eyelashes, light brown. Look about the same color your skin and your hair. It's so hard to find brown mascara. You have to get it off Amazon. And you can do something that we used to call minking. I learned it back in my television days, where you put the dark mascara or brown mascara on and then a dark on your tips. Christy says, I'm not naturally a makeup person. My husband has a mentally ill mother and sister. I am praying about that's on my book. I've got that in my prayer book, actually. I forgot about that. No makeup and undone hair was a signal at the start of an episode. Ooh. So out of compassion for him, and then I can't see the rest of the comment. It's buried. Good morning, Melissa, my HR expert and dear friend. How are you? Former admin of my group. I miss you so much. I need that little swishy tootsie. We're talking about makeup. It should enhance. So back to, Mary Kay does have Mary Kay does have, my connection is weak. You know what's happening? I'll bet you, what time is it? It's 8:30. And so I share bandwidth with all my neighbors because I'm out in the country, so I'm on Wi-Fi. And when they get up and start checking their email, all of a sudden my bandwidth goes down. Conversation starter. I'm getting a note from Facebook says, wow, you have 50 comments. You are a conversation starter. So maybe I'll show up in some Facebook feed somewhere. Who knows? But back to the Rhoda comment where she worked so hard for half an hour to look natural, and she looked exactly the same as what she started with. That's why I think skincare is so important, because it should enhance your natural beauty, and so taking care of your skin. And like Gracie, that's what I've tried to teach my children, my daughters, that, give me some likes and some love here. I'm going to try to teach my daughters that... Cassie says, I don't have any time. I know. 42? Really? Wow. Good morning, everybody. That's really great. Maybe I'll do it this way all the time, and maybe I'll save OBS Studio for special occasions or something. Because that's one of the things I want to start doing is doing interviews, and then I'll start doing periscoping next week. And I was going to try to combine the two, but with my lack of bandwidth, and they kept locking up. That was a bit of a problem. So anyway, so taking care of your skin and making sure you're eating the right foods, which is number one for skincare, is making sure that you're eating the right things. And I apologize for see over here on my thing, it says my video is locked up. I apologize yesterday too. I edited out all the mistakes we had yesterday and posted it on YouTube. And for some reason, everybody in my house can hear the audio, but nobody on YouTube can hear the audio. So I don't know what happened there. And I'm going to be streaming on YouTube as well. Do a live stream on YouTube. So anyway, that's the topic for today. And the quote from yesterday was, beauty has nothing to do with your figure or your silhouette, but everything to do with your heart. So I'm carrying that topic over in today. Rex, our resident gentleman. And Raylan, if you're still on, I'd like your view too as a man of how you feel about women in makeup. Rex says, I think it's nice when the ladies go the natural route, but makeup definitely has its place. As you mentioned, it enhances and embellishes your natural beauty. Yeah. But the video that I was going to show you that I started talking about a little bit ago, thanks, Tiff, said that the studies that had done that, skipping a bit, but still on. Thanks, Melissa. Skincare, Janet says, is top priority. No foundation, but I do other makeup. Lots of water helps the skin look good. Yeah, definitely drinking lots of water. Good morning, Dorothy. I still need to get my hands on one of your bags and those beautiful silk scarves that you guys do. But teaching skincare and teaching that beauty comes from within. And that's why I was talking about yesterday that I want to do a course, at least a webinar on body image. Because the topic yesterday, which I really wish the audio was working because there were some really good things. And I was actually going to put up all those slides again today. But of course, now I can't because I'm just shooting from my phone. About the importance of teaching body image to young girls. So if you weren't with us yesterday and you can't watch the recording because there's no audio, excuse me, the statistics are startling that young girls by the age of 6, between the ages of 6 to 9, over half girls think that they're getting fat, and they should, by the time they're like 10 to 12, I think it's like 90% of girls feel that they should be on a diet. And of adult women, age, I think it was 24 and over, 82% feel a sense of stress over body image issues based on what they see in the media. So women that they see in the red carpet, or singers like Tiffany, who is absolutely gorgeous, and movies or people that they see like the Housewives of Beverly Hills or whatever. It's very sad that over 82% of adult women. So I was just stunned by young girls, 6 to 9 years old, that they already feel that they're fat. So what does that say about what we're teaching our daughters? So I'm pulling together a class, and we'll be doing a free webinar on body image issues, and it's going to be aimed at teenagers. You mentor young girls, Heather. That's good. 2-year-old body image is a big stress for them. And I think what that ends up tying into is bullying. You're a size 18 and fabulous. Girl, preach it. Thank you, Laura. 10-year-old niece is thin, has been teased over her fat cheeks. Oh my gosh, children are so mean. Man, I did not like being in school. I was bullied unmercifully. It was horrible. And it's funny because I can see comments coming on my laptop, and I don't see them here yet. Thank you, Dorothy. Don't to wear makeup at home. Leave the house. She used Mary Kay's too. They really do have the best skincare. They really do. And I can't see the rest of your comment because it gets buried on my phone. They have the best skincare products. Okay. Elizabeth says your daughter's 7. Have you made any videos for that age group? Would you consider it if you haven't? Oh, yeah, in my spare time. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do now, is that the 501c3 that I'm trying to pull the paperwork together for is to work on body image issues with young girls. And I do want to partner with Dove and hopefully have Dove sponsor that because of all the hard work that they do in that same space. But I'm doing it on my own in any event. Because I think it's important to, and like I said yesterday, the very first thing when I work with one of my clients, the very first thing they'll do is tell me the problems, the flaws that they have in their body. Hi, Joe. Nice show format. Good with your makeup. I'm so glad. Cheers, Joe. Say hi to Meg for me. You're hosting skincare makeup class for your daughters and special needs. Yeah, I wanted to ask how that was going. I want to show them that they have very little makeup. Skincare is the most important. Yeah, I really do think that's it. And one of the things to keep in mind too is that I have found, and Heather, you can pop in on this too. Let me know your comments. Is I know that it takes 10 positives to counteract 1 negative. So if a child here's a negative comment, it takes 10 positive comments to balance those things out. Pretty or not, Tiffany said, bullies are bullies. Insecure girls bully. That's true. Unfortunately, it comes from within, and it is learned behavior for sure. Absolutely. So one of the things we have to do to encourage body image is, I hate to say self-esteem issues because, it sounds so cliche, but it's true. I think we all need a hug. We all need positive affirmations and positive reinforcement and compliments. The 5 love languages, his name escapes me right now, and the book is sitting right here someplace, is an amazing book. Because it talks about the different love languages that we all have. And some people need to hear that they're loved. Some people need physical touch. Some people need to see acts of kindness within their own home. So the 5 love languages is a very powerful book. And I think it's important to share that with our young people as well, that we all need different expressions of love. Heather says, I think we all hold on to the bad stuff easily compared to positive stuff. That's very true. That's when we look onto the past, Gary Chapman, thank you, Gracie. We tend to remember the bad things, and we carry those bad things forward. And all of those bad things are very tied to our emotions. Whatever you think about him, I happen to really like him. Tony Robbins has some very powerful stuff about that, about how when we can get back to that emotion There's this one video that he has that he worked with a man who had been stuttering ever since he could remember. And what happened was he said, go back to your very, very first memory. And this gentleman started thinking about memories when he was 3 years old. And he said, I just remember my parents arguing and it was so uncomfortable. And we tap into that emotion. So he dug a little bit deeper and he said, what were you doing when you remember? Now take a step the minute before that, because there was a huge fight. I think his dad hit his mom and left, and it was just horribly traumatic. What were you doing just before that happened? He said, wow, I remember exactly what I was doing. I was watching Rocky and Bullwinkle. Now, I've never seen Rocky and Bullwinkle. My husband has watched it, but I never watched it. Well, apparently, I don't know which character, one of the characters stuttered. I'm getting choked up just thinking about it. One of the characters stuttered. So here he was as a 3-year-old little boy. And his parents were arguing and his dad hits his mom. And apparently what he did was locked in to the stuttering. Because he went back to watching the show and that was his self-care. That's how he kind of isolated and protect himself. And this man became a stutterer. And once he was able to tap into that moment and that emotion and to reframe it and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to get into all that, but our memories are so powerful and our emotions are so powerful. So we need to tap into those. I want to get to this before Holly Weird, I love that, Laura, sets the standards, and those standards are unattainable for normal women. Absolutely. We need to have everyday women as peers and heroes, not people in magazines. Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree. Totally agree. So anyway, so that's the thought for today. I like to keep these short and sweet. 30 minutes, not very short and sweet. But hopefully this replay will actually keep Angela, I just said I'm wrapping it up and she pops in. Just keeping this short and sweet, and let's get some different role models for our daughters. Let's get some, like I said yesterday, we did not have a television in our home for 9 years, and our daughter still and son still knew who Britney Spears was, and they knew all the popular shows. And I miss you too, Tiff. It just seems like the past 2 Tuesdays that we've gotten together for our over 40 women's group down in Fort Worth. That I think one I was in LA, and the other one I think with my cancer treatments I was just too sick. But hopefully we'll be able to get there this month. I hope. Oh, and I will be in St. Louis. There's 2 things I need help on. I will be in St. Louis, not this weekend, but next weekend. And also, I need new headshots done. I need actually personal brand image type shots done. So 3/4 shots, full length, that type of thing. And so I need a good photographer. It's kind of funny because I need a good photographer that's cheap. Yes, yeah, I'll send you the information one day. It's called the Over 40 Females, and we meet downtown in Fort Worth, usually at Ensemble. I'll send you the information, or you can just look up Over 40 Females online. But I'll send you the link for that. Just a really nice group. It's not like this, high-powered woman I am. You do, Tiffany. Great, send it to me. Not I am woman, hear me roar. It's just a really nice group of ladies, and that's how I met Tiffany, actually. My soul sister. So, all right, I'm going to wrap this up. Love doing these. I'm going to plan on doing these Monday through Friday mornings. Gracie just finished Dressing with Dignity with 3-year-older girls. Oh. Thank you. I don't like being a role model. It's a lot of pressure. Yeah, but you know what? I've been meaning, and I wrote the book, 12 years ago, and I've been meaning to do a workbook for that for 12 years. So maybe you and I can put our heads together, since you just went through it with your daughters, and you can give me some ideas. Yeah, Tiffany, it's a great group. We really do love and support each other, and I really, really miss. I've only been like 3 or 4 times in 6 months, I think. Hey, Lisa, say hi to everybody in Michigan for me. Too bad I'm not. We're actually celebrating my mom's birthday next weekend, but she's coming down to St. Louis to be at my brother's place in St. Louis. You know that whole story. So anyway, well, everybody, you have a very blessed day. Have a very blessed weekend. And if 9 o'clock Eastern time works for everybody, I'm doing these Monday mornings at 9 o'clock, just doing some coffee chat to get our day started, and either talking about I had a quote of the day or whatever's happening culturally and whatever's happening in the news, which the topic I had for this morning I actually shifted because of the whole Alicia Keys thing. Yeah, touch base with me too. Anybody that has daughters and wants to touch base with me on how we can pull up a workbook for dressing with dignity. So thanks, Tiff. Look forward to seeing you. Nice chat, everybody. Yeah, maybe Tiffany, maybe we can just get together for a cup of coffee. We don't have to wait until the over 40 females group to get together. So God bless everybody. Prayers, and we'll see you Monday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern. Grab your coffee, tea, and smoothie, and we'll get together for a chat. God bless everybody. Bye now.